just first of all, the changes on the squad. As you would have seen, James Bowman got injured in the last game at Goodison. Will be out for about 3 weeks, so not eligible for us. The last time we were here, we kind of explained that we had Sami Smodic in the squad. We knew that he was injured. We were hopeful that he would be ready. He played, I think, 10-15 minutes in the last game for Ipswich, but the ankle got swollen afterwards, so we decided it's not worth the risk to have him in our squad now, and hopefully he'll just come in flying, have a good pre-season, and come in flying in September. Decided to call in Andy Moran as a kind of a wingerish type. We are pretty short on wingers, so he has played that before. Made a good impression when we played England away, and wasn't involved in our last camp, so a good chance for him to show himself and cement his name in the future squads. So that's how it is. Not many changes, even though we announced the squad 3 weeks prior to the camp, but we're happy that everybody is fit and ready to come.
So, we'll see the questions from Nathan. Do you want to get started?
Yeah, Hamer, how frustrating is it that Seamus has really struggled to again make the squad and has been in and out over the past year? And I know Carla Ward has obviously dealt with a lot of retirements on the women's side of senior players and wants them to sort of stay around. Do you want Seamus around the camp even when he's not fit, or?
Yeah, he is a leader in this squad, and you cannot have his experience in many players. So it's just his experience, his leadership skills is one thing, but his quality as a player is another thing as well, and been playing at the highest level for such a long time. So it's a shame for me, and of course the thing not to have him around. But hopefully, there will come another time for him. Hopefully he will just use the off season and come fit and flying. I know he's going to be at Everton, in whatever role, maybe a little bit more leadership role, but it's for him to answer if he is going to continue playing or not. It's his decision, but I'm hoping, and the Evertonians are hoping he will continue playing.
Do you think then there is the possibility that he may not be around for the World Cup qualifying campaign?
That's for him to decide on.
There's obviously a lot of transfer speculation around a lot of the players. Will you be talking to them about that over the camp? Players who you feel will need game time and need to ensure they have first team football?
But it's the players, always the players' decision. But everybody knows we would like our players to be playing on a regular basis. That's what's more important for me than what team they're playing for.
Andrew Moran was probably a player at the end of last year we thought might have been automatically in the squad to start with. It might have been somebody who might have been pushing his way into even the starting 11 by now. Why wasn't he in that original squad, and what are your expectations of him?
Well, his kind of playing time at Stoke got less and less, maybe because it's alone, but we know his qualities, and we've talked about him before as well. We see him as a part of the squad in the future. Obviously he's still really young, so no, he has qualities to play more positions than one, and did a good impression with the minutes he played against England when he came in a tough game. So there he really impressed us. So not the last camp was more or less down to the playing time he had at Stoke, and we also have good players in these positions.
And in terms of your approach across the two games and how you'll select your team, I know you've mentioned Senegal, maybe the type of team that would like to be playing this time next year at the World Cup. Is that the main focus, in Luxembourg more the opportunity to experiment?
Well, not disrespecting Luxembourg. Is a really good team, and especially playing at home, they have had really impressive results. Last game, beating Sweden at home, so really a good and tough opponent. But no, it's a mix of mix of both, and I think I said it last time. It's not only playing the new phases and the new players, and it is also having them in camp, seeing how they react in our environment compared to the other players as well. So it's not only the playing time, it's just having these players, getting to know them, seeing how they react in our environment with these players. So no, a little bit of both, but no experiments. We're going to play the players that deserve to play.
Thank you. Just on Andrew Moore, I know you said he hasn't played much. How fit is he now? Because he's been away on holidays or something?
Well, I talked to him maybe 3-4 days ago. He's been fit, and he's just that kind of a player. He's light, so he's not like he's overweight. If he's not playing, he's been training really well, and maybe less risk to bring in a player that stopped playing in early May because he's young and he's that kind of player, fit and light. So it's easier for him to come in and play for us.
Did he go back and train with Brighton after the loan ended?
Now you have me blind where he's, so you have to ask him when he comes in. Sorry.
Ed?
I suppose this time of year now, end of season and different leagues finishing different times. I suppose, are you now relieved when you look at it that you're not starting your World Cup campaign in this window?
Yeah, I just answer this question with a yes, because it would have been tough having similar squad, let's say like the Bulgarian, when we played Bulgaria, to have a lot of players finishing a month ago, keeping them fit for an important game, and we couldn't have done what we did, given them an extended holiday and off season, so they would be fit in September. So they will be well rested when it comes to pre-season. These guys we left out now, and that's probably because of the June window has been not been successful for Ireland in the past. It's been a tricky window. Not playing for a month and then coming into a national team camp in a game, maybe on a higher level than you're playing on a regular basis, is really tough. You're never 100% physically fit, and you're probably never mentally and focused, 100% focused after a holiday period. So yeah, I would say yes, I'm happy we are not playing World Cup group stage at this time.
And just in terms of, you still have to play 2 games. Is there any fear that these 2 games could break that bit of momentum that was built in since March and upset your preparations to a certain extent?
Yeah, so there's always pros and cons. This is one of maybe the negative side of it. Of course, we are breaking up partnerships that we have been trying to build, but we're also giving new phases a chance to prove their point, which is for us playing only 5 camps a year. There's not many options to give players a chance. So this gives us this chance, but there's always negatives to every positive you have in life. Yeah, so definitely pros and cons.
Tom?
Hamer, just on Andrew Moore, when you have a player like that who is technically so good, but physically quite slight, and then he's battling down at the bottom of the championship with Stoke and then Blackburn the season before, do you think a player like that should be looking to develop in a country like Belgium, Holland, rather than in the EFL where it's quite difficult?
Depends on the coach, depends on the club, depends on the environment. But I've said before, there's some leagues like Holland, Belgium, Scandinavia, which are developmental leagues. The clubs will try to bring in players, develop them, making them better than selling them. So it's a good environment to look in other places than to England. But it always depends on the club, the environment, and the coach. Does the coach believe in you and helping you and accepting? So it's not a one answer for this.
And is that something you want to advise the players whilst you're here? Because you know it's kind of the thing of just staying in England and going on loan to the championship and stuff. Is that something you want to recommend to players, or do you want to leave it up to the players and their clubs to decide where they go?
Yeah, it's the player who will always decide. No, I'm saying what I think for young players. let's look back to Jacob Ryan. Let's look back to now Andrew, Bomadeli, Troy Parrott going to Europe, doing really a good spell, and then coming back as a more confident player. So it's always different route for every player, but this is an option that is, in my opinion, good for young players that still have a lot to improve.
Any further questions to the live guys?
Can I just ask, Chidozie Bennett, in terms of September, do you think he'll be available by then?
Yeah, I think he will be available. I think he, according to him, he's going to be the fittest player in pre-season. So definitely in September he will be ready for us.
And you might have mentioned this a couple weeks ago. Rocco Bata, he's not in the squad.
No, Rocco is a little injured, so he needed, and there was advice from the club as well to give him rest this time. He would have been one of the players that stopped in May, so not maybe it's the same for him, even though he's young. Same for him, as so many others.
Thanks guys.